We all had parents, whether it was a single parent or both parents. Most of us attended public school. A good portion of our people grew up in the Christian church. Television has been a big part of our lives. On all of these levels, we have been influenced by these people, institutions, and products. Every one of these entities has deceived us. Your parents did this unintentionally. They gave you the best of their understanding because they were lied to as well. They did not prepare you to get out into the world and compete. They raised you like someone would keep a goldfish or a pet. They fed you, clothed you, and gave you a place to stay for 18 years. They did absolutely nothing to prepare you for the world you would enter. They came from an economic background where all they had to do was go find a job and they were set. They were in an era where the median income wasn't 10 times less than the cost of living. You're in a different time than what your parents lived through, and they did nothing to prepare you for it. Life was handed to your parents. The young today can't get by. They have to get over. Nothing has been set up for them. They have to get it all on their own. Your parents sent you to the public school system, a school system which also would not prepare you for the world you would enter once you graduated. In one sense, school was a way to get you out of your parents' hair so they could do their own thing. Child rearing was outsourced to the public school. They're supposed to teach you about the world, but they won't teach you anything. The goal of public school is to get children ready for the labor force, to prepare them to take a job. Your parents could do this because wages kept up with the cost of living. Nowadays, you're being set up for a life of struggle and servitude. As I said before, slavery never disappeared. It just transformed. The prison system is a modern-day plantation, and these entry-level jobs are not much different from the plantation. No one wants to work these jobs, but they have to because the utility company, the mortgage company / landlord, the phone company, the insurance company, big oil, and the grocery store hold the whip. No need for whips, chains, or slave catchers when your bills will keep you in your place. To deal with the low morale of this depressing and vicious cycle, your parents sent you to the Christian church. The church teaches you to suffer in silence. They teach you that being poor and economically destitute is a virtue, that wealth is evil, and you should be willing to take punishment and abuse without complaining. They tell you to submit to all the authorities in your life who are lying to you and ruining your life. Wanting a better life experience than what you have is labeled as greed and covetousness. They do all this while telling you to give them the little money you have from the job that pays nothing. Believe in Jesus and he'll make a way for you, which is a lie because Christianity does not follow the commandments of Jesus. Other preachers will tell you wealth is great and everyone can have it if they pay their tithes on time and in full, so God will bless them. This is a lie and a horrible grift. To entertain yourself while living this life of scarcity and to keep your kids occupied, they give you television programming. It's called programming for a reason. They show people with great wealth and privilege. They display a life of desire, but a life you cannot touch. They don't tell you how to become a part of what you're seeing outside of selling you a silver bullet product that will fix all your problems. Television creates the longing in your heart and sells you the solution. We get into debt chasing after the things we see on TV, only to never get them because they don't teach you what it takes. They show you the product, never the process. Do you realize the old Tuskegee experiments were done again on so-called black people during the shutdown? Our people rallied for reparations, and the government made it clear that it would be unfeasible to provide our people with funds, all while simultaneously sending billions in aid to Ukraine. However, there was all sorts of ways and resources to provide our people with a dangerous and untested product, which was harming people who used it. This was a clear attempt at population control, not a dime for reparations, but you can line up for this free product. Our people were encouraged to be guinea pigs to test this new thing. Every level of education is designed to make you a servant. Society is not engineered to create capable people. It's engineered to create useful people. They don't want everyone to be economically mobile because you can't control people with economic freedom. You struggle in life because society intended for you to struggle, and they have you where they can use you for their purposes. Your life was taken from you, and the majority of people will not get it back if they don't have the tools or the knowledge to do so. A real education begins in the home, not your school. But what can you do when your parents have given you nothing? This is happening in the most economically challenging era in history, where children are unprepared for the world they'll face. School is for the basics. You need to learn how to read, write, and do basic math. It's also important to be properly socialized. One thing you'll get in public school, which you may not get in homeschooling, is socialization. Children need to be able to navigate a non-curated social environment where you have to deal with all types of people, because that's the world you will enter when you're adults. Homeschooling, truthfully, was meant for kids who would live lives where they would never come in contact with the general public. This is not the case for any of our kids. They will not live curated lives. They will have to live amongst a general population, and if they don't know how to navigate this social landscape, they'll live a difficult life. Parents need to be hands-on with their child's school experience. Children need to be debriefed on what they learn in these schools. Outside the basic things they need to learn, the school is going to fill their child's mind with junk if they allow them. Homosexuality and gender fluidity is now being pushed hard in these schools. All it takes to combat this programming is having a talk with your children daily about what they're taught in these schools. Take your children out of the church. Your child, especially your boy child, does not need to be taught that his highest goal in life is to be a servant and that power is evil. He does not need to be looking at or speaking about a Caucasian Jesus who loves everyone and says how we all need to be the suffering servant like Jesus. Our brothers who are in the truth always bring out Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, as an identifier of who we are due to the curses. We start at the 15th verse and read to the end. Let's not forget about the first 15 verses, because this is who we are supposed to be as a people. We are not meant to be poor, or to be servants, or to be oppressed. We are meant to rule. Rulership is our destiny and our birthright. To continue to take your children to these Christian churches is child abuse. None of these churches will ever tell your Israelite sons who they really are and what their true destiny is. Turn off your TV, as there is nothing good on TV. Gender confusion propaganda and feminist dogma is all over TV programming, especially children's TV programming. They teach your son that homosexuality is good and gender identity is bad. Parents have to do more than put parental controls on all their kids' devices. They need to show them something better, something more worthy of emulating than what they see on the TV or through their smartphone. Your children are a blank canvas, and something is going to be put there. Something or someone will have influence over your children. It better be you. Don't outsource the rearing of your children to the media, who has an obvious population control agenda aimed at our people. Your parents gave you an outdated formula for life that no longer works. Go to school, get good grades. Go to church, be a good person. Go to college, get a degree, get a job, eventually retire. This worked for them. It will not work for you. A college degree is worthless today, and jobs don't pay enough to keep up with the skyrocketing cost of living. The era of the well-paid lifelong servant is gone. Those who don't figure out how to build, produce, and create value will live lives of scarcity, hunger, and lack. Being poor is too expensive today. Human beings are the product of their environment and experience. You can't know what you've never been taught. Your enemies understand this well and have set up a world to lead you down a certain path. When you don't know who you are or where to go, you can be told anything by anyone. For all those who are so-called black, Hispanic, and Native Indian, you are the Most High's chosen and beloved people. This entire planet was made for you, and you were called to multiply and take dominion over it. Your parents failed to inform you of this because they didn't know either. The knowledge of ourselves was never passed down. The slave master told the children of the slaves their origin was with them on the plantation. This continues to this day, with our people believing they are Americans while celebrating all the American holidays. We actually have our own holidays and commemorative civil observances. Your enemy's holidays are Christmas, Easter, and Thanksgiving. We have Passover, Feast of Unleavened Bread, Feast of Tabernacles, the Day of Atonement. Your enemy's commemorative days are the 4th of July, Labor Day, and Veterans Day. We have Purim, Destruction of Nicanor, Day of Simon, and Feast of Dedication. These are days the Most High gave our people, as well as observances our people founded for themselves. Your parents, your school, your church, and the media never told you these things, but they are true. All other people groups can trace themselves back to an origin except the so-called black man, until now. Your identity and your heritage has been hiding in plain sight in your so-called Bible. Every other people group has a religion. We don't have a religion. We have a heritage and a government which we lost. The Bible, as we know it, is in no way a religious book. It is written by and about and for a certain people. It is a family album of our history, our culture, and our people. The U.S. Constitution is not a religious document, and neither is the Torah. There may be a few of our people who have grown up with this knowledge, but most of us have not. Many will discover and adhere to these truths very late in life. Better late than never. It is the job of all of us who have this truth to bring as many of our people to this truth as they can. The Most High has not forgotten his people and will continue to gather them through his people.